What's up, everybody? The set Ruler of the Skies has been fully leaked, so we're gonna go over the entire set and see what are the good cards and bad cards from the set. Starting off, we got Wurmple right here. Does 10 damage, 60 HP, Bugmon, and then it evolves into Slakoon, right? And the move Cocoon Collector puts 3 random cards from among Cascoons from your deck onto your bench. I don't know how that works, so maybe it's here like the day one deck we could do is like Butterfree Dusk something, I don't remember the name, type of deck. Let's move on to the next one. We have Beautyfly Evo Flight. This attack does 30 more damage for each evolution you have on bench. Okay, so 30 max is like 120 actually. That's not bad. Whoa, what just happened? Next is a Cascoon. Same attack as the other mon, which was the Slakoon. So we have Cascoon, Slakoon, and then we have a Dustox. The ability of Variety Powder. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. One special condition among Burn, Confuse, and Poison has been chosen random, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now affected by that special condition. Any special condition affecting the Pokemon will not be chosen. Already affecting Pokemon will not be chosen. And it has 2 energy for Cutting Wind, so 30 damage per energy basically. Next one is a Lilip Bloop for 40 damage, healing 10 on this Pokemon. So it goes, you know, like I don't know any, maybe Munchlax, so this could like stop Munchlax stall, but that's about it. Credilli Stick and Absorb. Ayo, 70 damage, heals 30 damage from this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon cannot retreat, so it stops retreating. So is there any breakpoints with that? I can't remember. Kricketot, 60 HP, 10 damage beats, you know, nothing special. Kricketune, stage 1, Bug Buzz for 50 damage, 90 HP, nothing special, just a plain vanilla card. Combee, a Reckless Charge to 30 damage, kind of like the Manectric, promo Manectric attack, with 50 HP, and then it evolves into Vespiquen EX, 140 HP, Chase Order, 70 plus. You may discard one of your bench grass basics. If you do, this attack does 70 more damage. So maybe there is a day one deck we can use with that. I have no idea. Carol Blast, 2 energy for Peck, and then Shell Melt, Seashell attack, 20 energy for 20 damage for 1 energy. Excalibur, deck and cover. Your opponent is an active Pokemon is now poisoned and paralyzed, and shuffle this Pokemon and all attaching cards into deck. So it's kind of like a hit and run type of card. Delmise, spinning attack, 70, kind of your basic vanilla Grassmon. Pheromosa, an Ultra Beast, so loose amenable. Prelude, 30 plus. If you haven't gotten any points, this attack does 60 more damage, so 90 damage in total. Poltegeist, Hospitality. Once during your turn, when you put this Pokemon from hand onto the bench, you may heal 20 damage from your active grass Pokemon. Spray Fluid, 10 damage for 1 energy. Sinestige, 80 HP, 2 energy. Scald for 40. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, so a burn type of mon. Ponyta, Stoke, take 1 flame energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon with 60 HP. Rapidash, Heat Blast for 80, so you can, this is low-key Wallyable, right? I don't remember. I know Wally gives a colorless, but I don't know how, like, what the requirements are for it. But if it's Wallyable, that'd be pretty good. And 80 damage for stage 1, not the best, but you know, just a bunch of just throwaway card. Flareon 110 Burning Tail for 70 damage, 2 energy. Discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. Your opponent Pokemon is now burned. Your opponent active Pokemon is now burned. Love the artwork on this. It's really pretty. Cyndaquil Sting. Your opponent's active is now burned, which is, you know, I guess that's pretty good. Quilava Heat Wave for 30 damage, 2 energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned as well. And then we go into a Typhlosion EX 180, 3 energy. Destructo Inferno for 110. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your Pokemon's active. Low-key TRG. This is low-key a meme deck. I like it, actually. That's pretty funny. Houndoom Sharp Claws for 10 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. Houndoom Crunch for 60, 2 flame energy. Flip a coin. Heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So all the fire mons are looking like energy removal, energy disruption. Heat more, 50 damage for 2 energy. No effect on the attack. Psyduck, your first water Pokemon of the set, 60 HP. Migraine 10 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. If tails, this Pokemon is now confused. What in the... Okay. Golduck for 110 HP. Surf 80 damage for 3 energy. Vanilla, no text. Staryu Swift 50 HP. Swift for 20 damage. If this attack damage isn't affected by weakness or affected by a opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. It's kind of like Sock. Starmie at 90 HP. Swift 60 damage. So it's basically the same vanilla text except for more damage and more HP. Okay. Carnivine Sharp Fang for 30. And then Mega Sharpedo Turbo Shark for 1 energy takes 70 damage. Take a water energy from your active zone and attach it to one of your bench mons. So a mega generator. How interesting. Wailmer 3 water energy for splash, 60 damage. I have no text. Whale Lord EX 250 HP. Whirl Driss Wave 100 damage. This Pokemon recovers from all special conditions. Burn, confusion, para. So, like, do you have to swing with it though? Like, that's kind of confusing. Feel a rollout for 30. So 60 HP, no text. Seal 100 HP. Frozen Splash for 3 energy, 50 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a fighting Pokemon, this attack does 70 more damage. Okay, specific. Wailrin 160 HP. Blitz Lock 110, 4 energy. Your opponent can't use any supported cards from their hand during the next turn. That's interesting. Kyogre 120, 4 energy. Tide Blast. Discard 3 water energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon. Wow, so 200 damage, right? Yeah, because your opponent has 4 Pokemon total. Ashuwat 60 HP water gun. This is a cute freaking art, I'm not gonna lie. Duwat, a Razor Shell 20 damage, 80 HP. Flip coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. And then Samurott with the ability Stance. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from hand to evo onto your Pokemon, you may prevent all damage from and effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon until the end of your opponent's next turn. With Pike for 60 damage, this attack also does 20 to one of your opponent's bench mons as well for 150 HP. Not bad. Amolola. Mineral Pump for 40. Has 100 HP. Does 2 energy. It heals 10 for each of your bench mons. Okay. So another heal. Duopede. 60 HP. Wave Splasher 20. Lana coming back, question mark. Araquanid 100 HP. Corner for 2 energy, 60 damage during your opponent's next turn. Defending Pokemon cannot retreat. Okay. Brush Bruckfish. Bite, 30, 80 HP, no text. Pikachu, 60 HP, growl during your opponent's next turn. This attack uses defending Pokemon minus 20. So it can survive anything that swings for 60 damage, basically. Raichu, the ability Evo Shock. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from hand to evolve your Pokemon, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent Pokemon is now paralyzed. Active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Electro Ball for 50 damage for 2 energy. Shinx, 60 HP, Static Shock, 30 damage for 2 energy. No text. Luxio, 70 HP, Zap Kick for 40, 2 energy. Luxray, 140, Revenge Blast, 80 plus, 3 energy. This attack does 50 more damage for each point your opponent has gotten. That's pretty good. Pachirisu with 70 HP, Crackling Snap, 30 plus. Discard the top of your deck, and if the card is an item, this attack does 20 more damage. So adds to the Dene, I guess. Rotom EX, 120, Junk Spark, 30 plus, 2 energy. This attack does 10 more damage for each item in your discard. Okay. Tadmole, tackle 20, 40 HP, and it does 20 damage for 1 energy. Electrid, 80 HP, headbutt for 50 damage for 2 energy. Electros, 140 energy crush, 50 plus for 2 energy. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's mons. Mega Gardevoir, watch out. Thunderous, 100 HP, Disastrous Volt, 100 damage. 3 energy cost. Discard a electric energy from this Pokemon. Heliopolis, Jumping Kick. This attack does 10 damage to opponent Pokemon, 60 HP. Helios, 80 HP, Electro Spark, 40 damage for 1 energy. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench. Okay, Watchred, Peck for 10 with 60 HP, no text. Kilowattrel, 90 HP, Electro Ball for 70 damage, costing 2 energy. Clefairy, 60 HP. Mini Metronome for 3 energy. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use that. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Clefable, 110 HP. Hyper Voice for 70 damage, and it costs 3 energy. Drowsy, 70 HP. Ramford, 20 for 2 energy. That's kind of bad. Hypno, 110 HP. Psychic, 60 plus for 3 energy. If this attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your Pokemon's active to your opponent's active Pokemon. Mime Jr., your first baby of the sets. Mimesy Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw a card for each of your opponents. So basically copycat. Okay. Mr. Mime, 70 HP. Synchro Dance, 40 plus for 2 energy. If this Pokemon and your opponent's active Pokemon have the same amount of energy attached, this attack does 40 more damage. Okay, interesting. Mewtwo, haven't seen a Mewtwo card in a hot minute. 120 HP. Psychic, 10 plus for 3 energy. This attack does 40 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Ralts, lead, 60 HP. Lead, put a random support from your deck into your hand. That's pretty good, actually. Curlia, double spin, 20x, flip 2 coins, 20 damage for each heads, 80 HP. Chimecho, 70 HP, extra sensory, 40 plus for 2 energy. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, does 40 more damage. Okay, why not? 30 HP, your second baby. Stomping Jammer, 10 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this attack used by defending Pokemon costs 1 more energy. Woobat, 60 HP, Air Cutter for 40 damage, 1 energy. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. Okay. Swoobat, 90 HP, Mind Bend for 40 damage. and cost 1 energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Hoopa, Mischievous Ring. He has 70 HP and it does Mischievous Ring does 20 damage. Before doing damage, shuffle all Pokemon tools from each of your opponents into their deck. Okay. Oricorio, Psychic version, 80 HP. Supernatural Feather, 50 damage for 1 energy. Discard a card from your hand. If you can't, this card does nothing. So Gourgeist, a basic Gourgeist that does 50. Makuhita, 70 HP. Magnum Punch for 30 damage and it costs 2 energy. Hariyama, 120 HP. Pivot Throw, 120 damage for 3 energy. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes plus 50 damage. That's bad. Anorith, slash 40. This is a Fossilmon. It has 90 HP and it does 40 damage. Armadillo, 150. This Abyssal Drop, this costs 3 energy. Discard all energies from this Pokemon. Choose a spot amongst your opponent's active spot and bench, and the end of your turn, knock out the Pokemon in the spot you chose. Wow, wait, that's disgusting. Groudon, 130 HP. Earthquake, 100 damage for 3 energy. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Mega Gallade EX, 220 HP. Restoring Blade, 100 plus. If you play a supporter card from your hand during this turn, this attack also does 50 damage. So Wally, maybe. Drillbur, Mudslap, has 70 HP and does 20 damage. No text. Excadrill, 110 HP. Mudshot for 50 damage, 1 energy cost. No text. Timber. I recognize this art. Not gonna lie. 70 HP. Confront, 30 damage, 2 energy. Girder, 90 HP. Pummel plus 30 plus for 2 energy. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Golduck, 150 HP. Bedrock Breaker, 100 damage, costs 3 energy. Discard a stadium in play. Minior, 70 HP. Cosmic Attack, 10 plus, costs 1 energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon has an ability, this attack does 40 more damage. So Meloetta to Oricorio and stuff like that. Grimer, 70 HP. Gentle Slap for 20, no ability or no text. Muck, 130 HP. Ambush, 30 plus for 1 energy. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Poochyena, 60 HP. Team Hunt, for cost 1 energy. Draw a card from each. Draw a card for each Poochyena you have in play. Mightyena, 90 HP. Bite for 50 damage, no effect on attack. Galarian Zigzagoon, 70 HP. Tackle for 10 damage. Galarian Lanoon, 80 HP. Night Slash, switch Pokemon, 30 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench. Okay. Galarian Obstagoon, 140. Base Control, cost 3 energy. This attack does 80 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemons. Gulpin, 70 HP. Slug Bomb for 20. Swilot, 120. Swallow Up, cost 2 energy. Does 30 plus. If opponent's active Pokemon has less remaining HP than this Pokemon, the attack does 80 more damage. Okay. Whoa, what the? Leakers, sorry. Absol, 70 HP. Enhanced Blade, 20 plus, costs 1 energy. If this Pokemon has a tool attached to it, this attack does 30 more damage. Volibee, 60 HP, Runaway, costing 1 energy. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench. Mandibuzz, 110 HP. Bone Rush, 60x, cost 2 energy. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 60 damage for each heads. It's kind of crazy. Hoopa EX has a 150 HP. Shadow Bullet for 30 damage, costing 1 energy. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench. A Dynamic Punch, 100 damage. Costs 3 energy. This Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself. Skarmory, HP 90. Drill Peck, for 40 damage and it costs 2 energies. Mawile, 80 HP, play rough, costs 2 energies and it does 40 plus. Flip a coin, if heads, this attack does 20 more damage. Beldum, 60 HP, the ability Conductive Body. If you have another Beldum in play, this Pokemon's retreat cost less is 2 less. Sorry. Ram for 10 damage and it costs 1 steel energy. Matang, 100 HP. Bullet Punch, 30 plus, costing 2 energies. Flip a coin, flip 2 coins if this attack does 20 more damage for each heads. Metagross, 160. Squadron Attack, 50x, costing 3 energy. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 50 damage for each heads. Mega Metagross EX, HP 230. Gatlin Slug, 100 plus for 3 energies. This attack does 10 more damage for each steel energy attached to this bond. Excavalier, 220. This is evolvement from like the little grass guy. It is 120 HP. Iron Lance for 70 damage, costing 2 steel energy. Genesect, 100 HP. Steel type. Technoblast, 70 damage, costing 2 steel energies. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Durulodon, 100 HP, Metal Claw, 60 damage, costing 3 energies with no text. Archaludon, 140 HP, Raging Blade, 80 plus, costing 4 energies. If this Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 80 more damage. Varoom, 70 HP, Headbutt Bounce, 30 damage, costing 2 energies, no text. Oh my goodness. Holy leak. Reverum, HP 120. Dual customization. This Pokemon may have up to 2 tools attached to it. Over acceleration, 70 damage for 4 energy. Your next turn, this Pokemon's over acceleration attack does 70 plus. Okay. Dratini, Slam for 60 HP, Slam for 20x. For costing 1 energy, flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 for each heads. Dragonair, 80 HP, ability Dragon's Blessing. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may attach an energy from your discard pile to your active Dragon type Pokemon. Draconic Whip for 40 HP, for 40 damage, costing 2 energy. Dragonite, 150 HP, Hyper Beam, costing 3 energies and does 110. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Rayquaza, 120 HP, Dragon's Impact, 140 damage, costing 4 energies. Discard 2 random energies from this Pokemon. Mega Rayquaza EX, 180 HP, Mega Burst, 50x. Discard all fire and electric energies from this Pokemon, and this attack does 50 damage for each energy you discard in this way. Noibat, 60 HP, Wing Attack, 40 damage, costing 1 Psychic and 1 Dark. Noivern, 100 HP, Draconic Meteor. Draco Meteor, sorry. 3 energies to 1 Psychic, 2 Dark. One of your opponent's Pokemon has been chosen random 3 times. For each time a Pokemon was chosen, does 60 damage to it. Tortonator, a Dragon type version. Searing Flame, 70 damage, costing 1 fire, 1 fighting, and 1 colorless. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Drampa, 100 HP, Power Blast, 70 damage, costing 2 energy. Discard a random energy from this Pokemon. Applin, 40 HP, Rolling Tackle, costing 1 grass, 1 fire. Diplin, 80 HP, Double Hit, 60x, costing 2 energies. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 60 damage for each heads. Drapple, 150 HP, a Flicking Beam, 100 plus, costing 2 energies. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, this attack does 100 more damage. Sakalazar, 90 HP, Accelerational Drive, 70 damage, costing 3 energy. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of an attack done to this Pokemon. Rattata, 50 HP, Surprise Attack, 40 damage. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing, costing 1 energy. Eradicate, 80 HP, treasure collecting, the ability. Once during your turn, when you put this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck and put them all cards where you found into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Speed attack, doing 40 damage, costing 2 energy. Eevee, 60 HP. Tail Wrap, 20x. 1 energy. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Apom, 60 HP. Playful Kick for 40 damage, costing 2 energy. Ambipom, 90 HP. Smack for 60 damage, costing 2 energy. Skitty, 60 HP. Charm, costing 1 energy. During your opponent's next turn, this attack used by the defending Pokemon do -20. Delcatty, 90 HP. Energy Blender for 50 damage, costing 2 energy. You may move any amount of energy from your Pokemon in play to other Pokemon in any way you like. Okay. I don't know how to say this Pokemon's name. Kecleon, oh, I think I said it correctly. Kecleon, 80 HP. Seamless Slap, 20 plus, costing 1 energy. If this Pokemon and your opponent's active Pokemon have 1 or more of the same energy type in the energy attached, this attack does 30 more damage. Pidove, 60 HP, Gust, 20 damage for 1 energy. Tranquil, 80 HP, Speed Dive for 40 damage, costing 1 energy. Unfezant, 130 HP, Fly for 2 energy, doing 90 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. If heads, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of the attack done to this Pokemon. Ducklet, 60 HP, Wing Attack for 30 damage, costing 2 energy. Swanna EX, 150 HP, Jetwing for doing 140, costing 3 energy. During your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. Furfrou, look at this fancy dude, bro. 70 HP Fur Coat, same ability that all the Furfrous currently have. Retaliation, 20 plus, costing 1 energy. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this Pokemon does 50 more damage. Okay, so this is like a revenge killer. Type Null, 80 HP. Tackle for 40 damage, costing 2 energy. Silvally, 110 HP. Gold Breaker, 60 plus, costing 3 energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, this attack does 90 more damage. Okay, it's kind of disgusting. So that's like 150, right? Shiny Banuri. So we're moving on to all the shinies that we got this set. So we got Shiny Banuri. We got Shiny Mega Lopunny. We got Shiny Blacephalon. I've never seen the shiny before. It looks pretty sick, actually. Shiny Alolan Vulpix. Shiny Alolan Ninetales EX. Mudkip. Shiny Mudkip. Shiny Marshtomp. Shiny Swampert. Baby Swampert. Shiny Mega Swampert. Shiny Plusso. Shiny Minun. Shiny Mega Gardevoir EX. This is one of my favorite shinies. Shiny Roggenrola. Shiny Boldore. Shiny Gigalith. I like the blue version, so I like the shiny Gigalith more than regular Gigalith. Shiny Phalanx. Shiny Galarian Meowth. Shiny Persian. Shiny Mega Kangaskhan. Shiny Smeargle. Shiny Electabuzz. Shiny Coughing. Shiny Wheezing. Shiny Zoroark EX. All those Zoroark Copers, rejoice, because this looks beautiful. Full art Wurmple. Dude, this art's pretty. Full art Elite. Ayo. Full art Kricketon. Toon. 90 HP. FA Vespiquen. Rainbow Border Vespiquen. Full art Selgor. Full art Ponyta. Full art Quilava. Dude, this is so pretty. Full art Typhlosion. Rainbow Border Typhlosion. Full art Swampert. Sorry, not Swampert. Full art Mega Sharpedo EX. Rainbow Border Mega Sharpedo EX. Full art Wailord. Rainbow Border Wailord EX. Full art Kyogre. Full art Sam. Oh my god, that's so pretty. I think this might be my favorite full art of the set. Full art Raichu. Gold Border Raichu. Full art Rotom. immersive road song. This is what the immersive is gonna look like. That's pretty cool. Features a lot of the Pokemon that came out this set. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yep, nice. Next, this is what the card's going to look like. Full art Killer Wattrel, full art Clefairy, shiny Mr. Mime, shiny Mewtwo, full art Ralts, full art Wyanox, full art Oricorio, full art Amaranth, full art Mega Galade EX, Rainbow Border Mega Galade EX, full art Poochyena, full art Gulpin, full art Volabee, full art Hoopa EX, full art Rainbow Border Hoopa EX, full art Metagross, Rainbow Border Metagross EX, Mega Metagross EX, full art Genesect, full art Dragonair. This is like possibly my favorite 1-star of the set, I'm not gonna lie. Golden Dragonair, full art Mega Ray, and this is the immersive Mega Ray. Yo, that's sick that the like non-mega circles around the mega. It's pretty cool. Yo, that's sick. Like, that's fire. That's amazing. This is what the card is gonna look like. Full art Noivern, full art Salazar, Rainbow Rattata, full art Raticate, Rainbow Raticate. Sorry, shiny Raticate. Did I say full art? Okay, shiny Rattata and shiny Raticate. Full art Ambipom, full art Swanna, Rainbow Border Swanna, full art Celebi. These are the items. Order pad. Flip a coin. If heads, put a random item from your deck to your hand. That's pretty sick. These are the fossils. Basic 40 HP fossils. Deception Needle. At the end of your turn, if the dark type Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active, does 10 more damage to the your active Pokemon. Hydra. Holy. Clear Veil. Prevent all effects of an attack used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon this card is attached to. Assisting effects is not removed. So like special conditions, I'm assuming. The supporter Psychic. If you can you can use this card only if your Pokemon in the active spot has the psychic attack. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and move the random energy from it to your opponent's active. That's kind of crazy. Drayden. During this turn, one of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen one more time for Draco Meteor used by your attacks. Your Pokemon's attack. Draco Meteor. Damn. Skylar. Switch your active stage 1 Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay. Swanna. Wally. Take a colorless energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your stage 2 Pokemons. Okay, so it has to be specifically a stage 2. Got it. Soothing Shores Stadium. At the end of each player's turn, the player that player heals 20 damage from each of their Pokemon that has any water energy attached to it. So Suicune maybe? This is more convoluted Suicune though, IMO. Rainbow Cave. This is the card that everyone's been talking about. Once during each player's turn, this player may discard an energy that has been generated into their energy zone. If they do, next energy will be produced. So Extreme Dragon supporters, double Flame Patch, like the works, the 9 yards, everybody. And these are the full arts of the trainers. This is full art Psychic, full art Drayden, full art Skylar, full art Wally, and that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.